Layton from Parfums is hands down, one of my favorite fragrances to wear. But I know a way to make it even better and stand out from other people that wear it. Let's talk about it. Hey, what's up? I'm Rekeema. Welcome to Detail Dream, where the primary focus is to expose you to the expansive world of luxury goods for yourself and your home. It's no secret that I love my home fragrances, but many of you have asked what fragrances do I actually like to wear or what is my signature scent, which are very good questions as I do want to bring more fragrance content to the channel since many of you have shown interest in me talking about it. Which brings me to a favorite fragrance of mine and a popular one by so many others, Layton from Parfums. This particular fragrance has been covered by so many fragrance channels, but I feel certain fragrances can carry a timeless essence to them that no matter how many times they've been discussed, you want to hear about it. The iPhone is the perfect example of this.
Hi, I'm Rob Jobs, founder and CEO of Apple, and today I'm thrilled to introduce to you a brand new way to take your money. Introducing the iPhone 14, a complete redesign of the same design.
And even though this has been reviewed so many times, this is my own unique perspective on the scent of Layton. Something I think Parfums does very well is creating some of the most elegant fragrance, but with a twist by adding a modern touch to them. The creative director of Parfums has a passion for the 18th century during the reign of Louis XV. This point of time in history is seen throughout the entire brand of Parfums starting with the name. The name Marly stems from Chateau de Marly, the palace where Louis XV made for his closest of closest friends. Quoting, "I made Versailles for my court, Trianon for my family, and Marly for my friends." Chateau de Marly was a pleasure palace with the most extravagant celebrations. The court of the king was also very obsessed with fragrance, very much so that they were nicknamed the Perfumed Court. Everything, I mean everything, was drenched in perfume, from the gloves and fans to even the water in the fountains. I would love to go back just for a brief second, just a second, just to experience how everything smelled. I know the perfume was masking a lot of odor during this time period, so hopefully the fragrance was very effective. Julien also has a passion for horses that you can see on the front of every perfume bottle. These majestic figures are actually based on Chevaux de Marly. These are statues commissioned by the king in 1743, which still stands today guarding the entrance of the palace grounds. The focus for Julien is to build a haute parfumerie maison where tradition matches the present, capturing the essence of Chateau de Marly in every scent and every bottle. Layton, along with many other scents from Parfums are truly incredible fragrances. I should mention, this is the regular standard version of Layton, which is perfect for what I need. Layton Exclusive is the more explosive version. Both concentrations come in a beautiful night blue glass bottle with a silver top. Layton was my first experience with the Parfums brand. It's such a polarizing scent that does a great job at getting your attention. Like I said, the standard version works perfectly fine for me. I may pick up Layton Exclusive once I run out of this, but I don't think it's necessary at the moment to have both. I was initially drawn to the intensity of Layton with how pronounced it is on my skin. I normally have issues with fragrances lasting more than a few hours on my skin, so once I find a fragrance that works with my skin instead of against it, I get very excited. Layton is a seductive, mature fragrance. It has this level of opulence that stands out in any room I walk in. It opens with this crisp purity of apple, bergamot, and lavender, going into the florals of the mid with jasmine, violet, and geranium, rounded out with the warm, woody base of vanilla, pink pepper, guaiac wood, and patchouli. There's also the mention of notes of caramelized coffee and amber making an appearance in this scent as well. So there's definitely quite a bit going on within the scent. It's a complex scent, but a polarizing one. So with the initial spray, I immediately pick up that fresh, crisp apple and bergamot on the opening. The sweet crisp apple is a little more pronounced to my nose, but I do not mind at all. My skin usually takes better to the more sweet, fruity notes. And I think that apple works extremely well in this scent. The opening notes are beautifully setting the tone for what's to come during the dry down as the scent develops. After about 5 to 10 minutes, the scent starts to unfold with this warm, creamy, peppery dry down. It's where Layton comes to life. The floral notes of jasmine, violet, and geranium are pronounced notes to my nose, but they aren't extremely strong in this. Of course, I get a bit of musk from the jasmine that I absolutely love. But it isn't overpowering and pairs nicely with the other florals. The base is what I would say is the lifeline of what I pick up most as the scent develops. That vanilla is something special. It works so well with the warmth of the base. This scent is very seductive, polarizing, warm, masculine, and truly unforgettable. Depending on how much I spray, this scent lasts for at least 6 hours on my skin. I can admit, I am heavy-handed on fragrance.
It's quite pungent.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, it's a formidable scent. Stings the nostrils.
The sillage isn't to the point where it'll make your nose bleed, but when you walk into a room, you will wonder who was just in there. And I gotta have the good smelling scent bubble when I'm walking past. That's absolutely mandatory. The projection is definitely there with Layton. Like I said, your nose won't bleed, but the scent bubble will be a comfortable, warm place to be.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
I don't pay attention to the rules of how much I should be spraying. If I'm not doing much that day, I spray light. If I know I'm going to be out busy all day, then, I'm going to make sure the fragrance lasts. It's all about how I'm feeling. That's it. Sometimes I can pick up a hint of the scent on my skin the next day, and other times the scent will be gone by the end of the day. The norm that I notice is at least 6 hours with this scent. And the best time to wear Layton is preferably during cooler weather, since this is more of a heavier, warm scent. Now that we're coming into cooler weather, this will be getting used quite a bit. Now, here's a little hack that you may or may not already be utilizing to make sure your fragrances stand out from other people. Whole Foods. I want you to find your nearest Whole Foods. They sell these little fragrance roll-ons that could be worn alone as a fragrance, if I'm being honest. The brand is called Kumba Made. What I did was pick up a few just to layer them with my fragrances. For instance, I use Oriental Musk as a base before spraying Layton. These two together are quite the powerhouse. It amplifies Layton a bit more with a slight powdery musky smell. And it's oil-based, so it allows me to use less of Layton. I only apply this to my wrist though for a nice subtle boost to an already standout fragrance. Of course you can do this with any oil, but Whole Foods is easily accessible for me, and these are very inexpensive, it's what I'm utilizing at the moment. I really have to talk about more fragrances on the channel. Let me know what you want to see next. I have a Tom Ford combination that turns into one of the best scents I've ever smelled. Let me know if you are ready for that conversation.